What did I just watch? What's up, YouTube? This is your favorite movie nerd, back to give you guys all the latest movie news, reviews, and just everything that's going on in the world of movies. I'm Dom, the movie nerd. Just introduced myself. Don't know why I needed to do that again. Anyways, I'm here to review A Cure for Wellness, the new movie from Gore Verbinski, the guy who gave us the Ring remake, the first three Pirates of the Caribbean movies, the Lone Ranger, and the animated movie Rango. Really mixed filmography from this guy. So the trailers had me really intrigued about this movie. I'm like, okay, it's Dane DeHaan. I like him. Okay, the atmosphere has like this really creepy but mysterious tinge. I can really get into this. And what did I get out of it? Well, we're going to cover that in this review. So without further ado, this is my official review for A Cure for Wellness.
It's wonderful here.
So this movie starts off with Dane DeHaan portraying Lockhart, a member of this massive evil corporation, which you can clearly tell it's evil just from the outset and the lighting and everything. So basically what happened is his company is attempting to go through this massive merger, as corporations tend to do. There's only one problem. The company is missing one of its executives, and they need him to sign off in order to finish the merger. And the thing is that he's been missing at this weird wellness spa, I guess you could call it, up in Switzerland. He's been there, so this guy, his name is Pembroke, he's been there for some time, and they need him to finish the merger. The only problem is he just wrote them a letter that states that he's found the cure to real life and that he's never coming back. So they blackmailed DeHaan, send him to this place in order to get this guy back. They never really explain what exactly they're blackmailing him with. They just state, they're just like, oh, we'll arrest you if you don't do this for us, or else people will do this. It's really weird and never explained. DeHaan goes to this strange retreat, and automatically anybody with a brain can know that something is up. It's a fucking wellness retreat in a clearly evil castle on top of a giant hill in the middle of Nowheresville, Switzerland. Come on! So he goes there, he finds the guy, he's about to leave, just everybody seems to be wanting to get in his way and not want him to leave. He's about to drive back down the mountain when the car that he's in gets hit by a deer and veers off the road, and he wakes up in the place with a broken leg and basically has to stay there, to get better. While he's there, though, he starts to begin snooping around because he, as you know, has a brain and can tell that something's up, so he decides to do some snooping around and find out exactly what's up with this place. So this would usually be the part where I cut off talking about the plot and get into my actual thoughts on the movie, but the problem is that this movie is going so far in one direction and then veers off the path and goes into this completely different direction that it's just so mind-boggling and strange that I kind of just have to explain what happened in this movie in order for you to fully understand what this movie is. So the two recurring things that happen once DeHaan's character Lockhart is trapped at this asylum is that he's constantly hearing the story of the mysterious owner of the place who died 200 years ago, and he's also seeing this mysterious girl, and it's weird because this girl is the only one there that seems to be under the age of 60 because it's a retirement place. Everybody there is old. The deal with the guy who owned the place previously is that he was this super rich baron who had a thing for his sister. I'm not going to go into any details on that, just think Game of Thrones. And basically, he did these weird experiments on the peasants that live down below. That's explained in the beginning, like there's this feud between the people on the hill and the peasants. He has this thing for his sister, right? But she's infertile. So he conducts these experiments on the peasants. Only problem is, somehow the sister becomes pregnant. The peasants rise up, they kill the baron, they burn him alive, they kill the sister, they cut the fetus from her still living corpse and throw it into the aqueduct, right? Entire family's gone. So this is where it goes full cheeseball because like I said, the movie is going in one track for the first part. Like DeHaan is there, he's investigating, he's trying to find out what is going on. We see all the crazy scary imagery that we saw in the trailers that were like, what is going on? And okay, so this is the big reveal. Jason Isaacs' character, I don't remember its name, it's some weird German name. He's obviously the bad guy because Jason Isaacs just gets typecast in that role at this point, which sucks because he is a legitimately great actor. It's just ever since he was in Harry Potter, just can't get away from that typecasting. So Jason Isaacs, who is the shady owner of the asylum, who is attempting to play it off nice for the most part, he's revealed to be continuing the Baron's experiments from 200 years ago. And basically, the Baron's experiments were that he would filter his strange collection of leeches through all of the people's bodies and in order to create this substance that he's giving to both himself and the little girl. I mean, there were some cool themes to be had there in terms of how it was a little bit reflective of the 21st century in terms of how people are who before people were willing to hold on to their identities, now are so willingly to give themselves to anything they think will make them better in terms of their in terms of like them getting in their own heads. So that theme was really, really cool. And I'm like, okay, if you just reveal that Jason Isaacs is somehow a descendant of this crazy guy to tie it all together, that would make this movie great, right? But considering this is the same guy who did the first 3 Pirates movies, what does it do? It goes completely in the opposite direction, becomes way more needlessly complicated than it needs to be, and becomes this crazy B-level monster movie. I swear to God, I literally had to pull out my phone, look up the plot summary of this movie, just to confirm that I wasn't completely crazy in terms of what I saw at the ending. So the way this movie ends is that not only is this strange girl that Dahan has been seeing the entire time revealed to be Isaac's daughter, that one was kind of obvious, I could see that coming, but Isaacs is actually not the descendant of the Baron, but the Baron himself, who basically invented the elixir of life, borrowing again from Harry Potter, by distilling the leeches through the people's bodies. That was basically what his experiments were, except that in order to drain this mysterious potion from their bodies, and it would leave their bodies dry and dehydrated, and he has been using this potion to keep both himself and his daughter's sister, she's some kind of reincarnation, they never really explained that, alive for the past 200 years, and he's been like putting different faces on. Like, I swear, there's literally a scene where he peels off his face, and I'm like, wait, am I watching Face Off here? So yeah, he tries to recreate his weird fantasy thing from 200 years ago. Dahan stops him, he literally peels off his face like in Face Off. The daughter helps him out, shoves the shovel into his head, they kill him. It's absolutely ridiculous. I still am trying to fathom, like, what this movie was. This movie had so much potential. I wanted to like this movie so much, but that thing about third acts making or breaking the movie, that rule still holds, and unfortunately this third act was not one that held up, that made this movie good. Performances, for the most part, were really great. I thought Dane DeHaan and Jason Isaacs continued to shine. They're both great actors. I'm really scared, though, that Dane DeHaan is going to get stuck in that trap that Taylor Kitsch got stuck in for the early 2000s, where he's a great actor that gets stuck making these really bad career choices in terms of blockbusters that turn out to be complete flops. The story was intriguing enough, and for the first 2/3 of this movie, I really, really was on board. I was sucked in. I was intrigued. The movie's 2.5 hours long, and that first one just zipped by. Shots were really cool. Some of the themes for the first one going throughout were really, really well placed. And then they just threw that all out the window for that last act, which literally devolved into, it's like a scene right out of Frankenstein. I swear. It's like, it was like, literally the last third of that movie was a completely different movie, and I just didn't like it. Overall, like I said, third acts can sometimes literally make or break a movie, but this one certainly broke it. This movie, I'm only giving a 4 out of 10 for the fact that those first 2/3 are really, really, really solid. So that's my review for A Cure for Wellness. What did you guys think? Whatever you thought, let me know in the comments below. Do you think that Gore Verbinski should stop directing? I do. That's it. Follow me on Twitter at Movie Nerd Review. Head on over to the website, movienerdreviews.com. As always, stay tuned for the podcast episodes. I'm going to be uploading them a lot more frequently than I originally anticipated. Also, check out my new Facebook page. That would be, of course, Movie Nerd Reviews on Facebook. If you guys could go there, check it out, give it some likes, I would really appreciate that. That's it. I will see you guys next time.